You know, there's an old saying that goes, "Don't believe everything that you see." And on NBC Found, they really mean that. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Lawrence Report. Tonight's broadcast. We discuss episode 14 of NBC Found, Missing Wow Match. So many great talking points from last night's episode of NBC Found, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So Jamie basically knows the people or the person who kidnapped him, right? But at the same time, we saw that press conference that the person who kidnapped him, they was literally right there at the press conference. How bone chilling is that right there? Zeke is out here shirtless, baby oiled up. He's like, listen, don't let these cardigans fool y'all. Now Lacey got a little bit jealous. Now Lacey was looking so fine last night. She always looked fine, but man, it was something about her last night. She was like looking super duper fine. But anyway, Lacey was getting a little bit jealous when old girl Shelly came through unannounced. What was that about? Gabi and Sir going back and forth. Sir getting beat up in jail, hoping that he's going to get Gabi back into his arms. Gabi's like, listen, I can solve these cases without Sir, even though I may need a little bit of help from Ethan to help me out on my mental aspect. I understand that right there, Gabi. Man. Oh, and how can I forget Don and Jamie going at it blow to blow? What in the world? NBC Found, y'all. Let's get into it. Now, y'all, we have got to talk about this right here. As a matter of fact, go ahead and roll the video. Roll the video. Roll the video. You mean to tell me that the person who kidnapped Jamie was right here at the press conference? Oh my God. We have so much to talk about. So many key points, y'all. We got to talk about NBC Found. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all comment. Let's get into it. NBC Found. So, like I said, they had that flashback. Margaret's right there at that press conference. And the person who kidnapped Jamie is actually at the press conference. Now, we don't know if this is a man or a woman, but by the looks of it, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This is a small person. Those hands are kind of small. It may have been a woman, but at the same time, like I said, I could be wrong. We don't know. We don't know. But at the same time, we got to talk about Jamie. Jamie's around here snooping around M&A. And make sure I watch this whole video, by the way. Jamie out here snooping around M&A, still asking questions about Gabi, right? Him and Don basically come to blows, right? And then even at the end, well, let me backtrack because Jamie and the situation with his mom, right? His mom knows that his presence is making everybody uncomfortable, right? Um, so they're back at the train station, right? And he still is so strange and weird. I just cannot believe what's going on with this kid. As a matter of fact, he even reveals that he knows the people who basically kidnapped him, but he will not tell his mother who they are. Now, if you're being kidnapped, why are you not telling the people? Like, I had this little post I made last night on Twitter. You'll see that right there about my thoughts about Jamie and his kidnapping. I was confused myself, y'all. And then she even calls his name. I believe it was a middle name by name of Nicholas, right? He turns around and looks. I'm like, what is that right there? What type of key point is that? Y'all let me know. If y'all got something about that, y'all let me know. Shout out to Jamie. He did help them kind of solve the case a little bit. He kind of gave them a little hint with the fake name. So he kind of mentioned that he wanted to help out with M&A and, just seeing if he could be, some help. But he did kind of give them the piece that they needed to help solve this case right here. Now, we got to transition on. We got to talk about my boy Zeke. Zeke, we didn't know, man. First of all, Zeke, I need your workout regimen because we didn't know that you had all that under. I'm saying this man to man. Shout out to you, Zeke. We didn't know you had all that under those cardigans, man. We really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the ladies was going crazy. You had the baby oil just glistening on your body. Zeke, I just want a cardio regimen, man. Are you eating no meat? Just let me know, brother. I'm trying to join the team. I'm trying to lose my chubby pack and give him a six pack, respectfully, Zeke. That's all I'm saying, brother. But Zeke is planning his little date night with Lacey, little movie popcorn date night. Okay, I was like, okay, Zeke, you moving along, you moved along, but unfortunately, he gets interrupted, right? And I love Lacey. Lacey was looking like, yo, who is this other person that you're trying to talk to right now while we have this popcorn date night, right? Who Zeke was talking to was a 911 dispatcher because he's working on this case and she basically needed Zeke to basically strain the phone call, see if he can use his tech, right? So the lady was named Shelley. And Lacey was so jealous because we saw on that episode that she decided to come over, right? Zeke, I see you out here, brother. but at the same time, you're breaking Lacey's heart. But at the same time, I kind of feel like he was, you know, they were slowly. It was a slow burn between him and Lacey, right? And maybe he thought that he was going to be in the friend zone for quite some time. He decided to, you know, move on, right? Or he just didn't know how Lacey felt. We saw him and Lacey, you know, she helped him get wet, within the rain because he never been outside. I'm like, dang man, my heart breaking for Lacey because she kind of she kind of catching him, but at the same time, you got to be open about your feelings about a man, right? And he has to be open about his feelings with her, right? So shout out to Zeke, man. Zeke is out here. Zeke is out here pulling them, man. Don't let him sit behind a computer desk fool y'all. Zeke is out here pulling them. Let's talk about Sir, right? Now, Sir is hell bent on trying to make this phone call with Gabi, right? But it doesn't go out the way he hoped it would be, right? He ends up getting into a fight, right, with one of the security guards, and he's like, "Oh well, if I get into this fight, Gabi is going to come to my rescue." Not quite, my man, not quite. Now, Gabi has to resist the urge of calling Sir for help on this case, right? And then she does do that. She resists the urge from calling him, but he really thought, even when he had a visitor, it ended up being Trent. He was like, "Oh shoot, oh snap! Well, Gabby's here to see me. I got Gabi here. Gabby's here to see me." No, Trent was here, but at the same time, he told Trent that Gabi is going to come back to me eventually, and you just worry about yourself, Trent, because you're not set in stone yet. The cases with your father and his children, that's about to come to light eventually. I was like, "Oh, okay, okay," and not to mention, this is kind of crazy to me, Gabi. She's actually seeking help, like mental health, from Don's man, right? Can't think of his name right now. Ethan, yeah, Ethan. I'm like, now, Gabi. We know that Ethan doesn't like you, so I don't know if this would be a wise choice. All these mental health experts, anybody you need to see with therapy, all these people y'all got out there in the DC area, Gabi, this is not good. This is not good. And when it comes to the whole mental health therapy situation that Gabby is going through with, we know a lot of it has to do with Sir, right? Unfortunately, I still believe that Sir is still on the back of her mind. And they, like I said in my previous video, they just have this weird symbiotic type relationship. So maybe Ethan can be a voice of reason for Gabby when it comes to her health. This missing person case right here of this episode, it revolves around a girl by the name of Zuri, right? I believe the case, like I said earlier, was missing while matched or unmatched, one of the two. But anyway, her father is actually a military judge, right? And we know about Shelley. Shelley is the 911 dispatcher that reached out to Zeke for help when it came to the phone call, trying to pinpoint it, trying to strain it, trying to see where this girl possibly could be located, right? Because we know that Zeke uses his tech for stuff like that. So shout out to Shelly trying to reach out to Zeke for the help, right? Now, when it came to Zuri, like I said earlier, Jamie kind of helped out when it came to nicknames and stuff like that, right? But this judge, the father, kind of ruined the roommate's reputation, ruined the roommate's name. So basically, the person who kidnapped Zuri was basically out to get the dad, but was using Zuri as the leverage, right? Of course, she's found, welcome home, and that's basically wraps up the case right there. And Zeke played a major part in this right here, a major role whenever they was in the hospital. He got a chance to talk to Zuri, and just he was just grateful to help out with this case right here. So shout out to Zeke and shout out to Shelly for teaming up on this case right here together. One thing about the show right here, they will always give you those good cliffhangers that'll make you think, that'll make you wonder, because we saw what happened with Margaret being back at the train station, and they're hoping that the train station will basically heal some of the trauma that they went through. And the thing about Jamie, he even mentioned that he asked, I forget the guy's name, but the guy who had the restraining order against Margaret, he mentioned that the restraining order got lifted. So I'm like, how did he do that? Again, we don't know if this is real Jamie. Um, The situation is just completely out of control when it comes to Jamie. If that's really him, if it's somebody else, who is this kidnapper? Only time will tell, y'all. What's going to happen with Gabby and Sir? Will she continue to try to reach out to him? Will they continue to go back and forth? Zeke and Lacey, Trent, NBC found, y'all. What a show! What a show! So good, y'all. Thank y'all as always for watching my videos, and as always, thank you for tuning into the Lawrence Report.